A bridge too far is a difficult level if you don't know what you're doing. Stick around, follow this guide, and you'll be just fine. Once again, we are going to be playing as vigorous ants. Alright, once the level loads, we need to move fast, so I won't be talking as much. And we're in. First things first, open this up, and we want 10 worker ants as fast as possible. Also, we want to get to the entrance as quick as possible to get above ground. We need to start snowballing ASAP. Don't forget to build some food stores by the entrance. Once you have your 10 workers, you should go for soldiers only. Once you've cleared out the food directly outside your nest on the top layer, that's when you want to go back downstairs and open up these pockets of woodworms and also this pocket up top. You want to have about 5 soldiers just to deal with the checkered beetle larvae that are patrolling the caverns. So yes, you might be thinking, why aren't you using pervasive ants? The whole name of this level is food gathering and keeping food. So why wouldn't you go for pervasive just to have a bunch of food that you're not using? And for one simple reason, pervasive are nowhere near as deadly as vigorous. They just don't quite have the firepower to sustain the assaults. Now that we've gathered all of the food in the free pockets, right now we're going to open up this for some checkered beetle larvae, and then we'll open this one up too. And by that time, we will then go up here, harvest this pine cone, and then the assault shall start. Right now we have about 20 soldiers. We're going to expand our area a little bit more. We should have roughly 25 soldiers by the time they attack us. Maybe more along the lines of 30. Now, there is an alternate strategy of getting the aphids down here. You only need about 15 soldiers and the 10 workers to gather this, and you'll be back in time before the creatures attack. I do not personally like this strategy. I know it works, but for me, it just seemed a little too slow, and while it provided more food in the middle to late game, it did not help out with the early bits when the fire ants are at their weakest. That's the whole thing about this game. You need to snowball as soon as possible. The faster you do it, the better. I'd rather take an early game buff than a late game buff. If we had gone down the aphid strategy, we would only be at about 20 soldiers right now, compared to the 35 we have. Once the spiders get in our nest, then we're going to open up this pocket and also this pocket. Get some extra food while we're waiting for the checkered beetle larva to slowly crawl up to us. Crawl? Undulate? However they move. Now, these false bombardier larvae are pretty tough, but we can definitely handle them. And then once we're done handling them, we'll be ready for the actual attack. Oh, and might as well open this up for some free food. There we go. All done with their attack. Now let's clear out some more space to increase our army size. Right now we're sitting at about 45 soldiers, which is a pretty good number. We're going to group everyone up down here, turn off food gathering. In fact, separate the workers and the soldiers into 2 groups for a very good reason. All right. You can have the workers gathering food while they're down here, and you can have the workers gathering food while they're down here, and the soldiers will stand guard and prepare for the tree frog assaults. All right, there will be 4 frogs that'll spawn right at this ramp. You stay here, you can spawn kill them before they start grouping up. And then once all 4 are dead, just keep count, go here, and then go here. The reason I say you should separate your workers into 2 groups is so that way the workers can collect the food from the bodies, and also so that way they can gather the aphids without taking up bridge spots. They don't work too well as bridges, and honestly work better as aphid collectors. And there we go. First frog down. Easy peasy. And now that all 4 are dead, we shall now make the bridge to the aphids. We're also going to turn off food gathering for our workers so that way they can gather the aphids like they're supposed to. All right, now that we've taken care of that, we can go right up there and not have to worry so much about micromanaging our ants. All right, this bridge is a lot shorter than the other one, so that's why I say do the bottom one first and then this one. You'll have plenty of soldiers being able to gather that. With all our aphids secure, I'm going to turn on food gathering just a little bit. Climb back to the top for all of you. I'm going to send the workers over by the aphid tree, and group 1, I'm keeping an eye on their food gathering so that way they don't get distracted by the pitcher plants. Also going to add an extra 5 soldiers to our army group. Gather. Well, we're losing 1. Goodbye, soldier. It was nice knowing you. From here, I'm actually going to go back inside the nest and open up the checkered beetles to our right, just because, well, it's a bit quiet right now and I don't want to be fighting too much, and it extending my line too much. I'll just open this up, then we'll go back out into the world. I'm keeping an eye on the frogs. That's really the main reason why I was hesitant to go here first. We want the pine cone. Also, thinning out the numbers down here would be pretty nice. I'll also try to get that one, but first I want to get the aphids before that. The reason I'm going for this pine cone is because it's closer and I can get 2 of them, and then the aphids will be crucial for late game. Believe it or not, I am capable of long-term planning. I just don't do it often. False beetle and frog are fighting. Oh, it killed the frog. Okay then. I'll take that free 40 food. Let's send our army down there to collect. With the frog collected, we'll now go up here and finish off this pine cone. Also, keep expanding your soldiers. The number we're shooting for is 75. Also, don't be afraid to get some workers in. You're going to need them to, A, get this number up, but B, also just to make sure your soldiers are actually spawning. All right, that's all taken care of. Let's go make that bridge. Just a few 10 workers to help out with the nursery. Nothing too major. And there we go. We have 75 workers, or should I say soldiers, in our army group. That's it for now. We are going to make a second group of soldiers, also 75. Those 150 soldiers will be able to carry you through the entire game. We're actually going to go up and try harvesting the pine cone because it's still pretty early in the day. The invasion shouldn't happen for a little bit now, and we could use the food to make sure we have all of our soldiers active. The problem about opening up these chambers is you do subject yourself to attacks. They come in like spawn right here and here and stuff. It's just a mild annoyance. They're mostly checkered beetle larvae, but I think the last night that they attack like that, it is pine woods tree frogs. So, or no, it's narrow-mouthed toads. That's what they are. They can be a small issue, not a big one, but still something to keep an eye on. Just like those red velvet ants are a pain that need to be grouped up to deal with. Creatures are attacking soon, so I hope we can start harvesting this pretty fast. Oh, we got one of the pieces of food from the pitcher plant. All right, maybe we can harvest it all and not have to deal with it. Oh, maybe not. All right, everyone back to the nest. I'm sure we'll be able to hold out. Oh, but let's make sure we're not wasting any food. Everyone just turn off combat so you can get underground with what food you can, because we're not going to be able to beat them on their terms. There we go. Turn it back on and watch the chaos ensue. A lot easier to deal with on your terms. Now, we need to get over here now. Gather the aphids, gather this pine cone, and wait out the newts. There'll be 4 newts, I think, that spawn right down here. And what we want to do by the end of the night is kill the little black ant nest and the dragonfly. It's a pretty tall order, but I have faith in you. Everything's on that side is taken care of. Try not to have your ants get too far, because the mantis wasp will get attracted down there. A little annoying, but what can you do? And there we go, pine cone taken care of. Everyone just group up down here, because the newts will start spawning any minute now. Yep, just like I said, here comes the newt. Newt, you dead. All right, now we're going to group up and try and take out the little black ants. Actually, no. Never mind, I spoke too soon. The problem is, I want to take them out as soon as possible, but also, if I do attack too soon, we won't be having the numbers to take on the newts. Also going to double our worker group here to 20, so that way they can gather the aphids more efficiently. That way they always have ants out there ready to collect. So by the end of the level, you should have all the aphids except for this one. Now, I do know you can get it if you go with the getting the aphid down here early strategy, but for me, 7 aphids just isn't worth it, and it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like the strategy. It works, but it's just not for me. So this one seems to work a little bit more consistently, I think. We have 100 ants right now. Here comes our 3rd newt. Right around when the 3rd or the 4th newt arrives, that's when the aphids or the late dragonfly will land, making your aphid farm cut off. So when that does happen, I'm just going to put them in the 1 group so they can attack the little black ants and collect and haul food. Actually going to expand my soldiers again because we're pretty much out of food again. Also going to, oh yep, here comes the dragonfly. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And that means we can attack the little black ant nest. That means all the newts have spawned for the night, and so we're good. It appears to only be 3 newts that spawn. So I guess once the 3rd newt attacks, that's when you can go and invade. Yeah, for whatever reason, the creatures on the left tend to get up to your nest and be a real headache. And the creatures on the right just stay down here. This is as far north as they go. Not sure why, but not going to complain. Now that we've broken through the nest, let's clear them out. So I at least need them dead by tonight. I prefer to have the entire nest harvested tonight, but we'll see. Because if you can get the dragonfly and the nest eggs by tonight, ooh, you're going to be golden. You're in a great position. A lot better than some of the runs I've had. And there goes the queen. Take whatever you can with you. We're not going to bother with some of the food stores like the 7. We're just going to go for the 30s because time is very precious in here and we don't want to waste it on small potatoes. So we're just going to clear out the 4 spots and then hightail it. Food stores are full, so let's take care of that so that way we can keep gathering. Dig out some more areas for our workers to be. Oh, that's a small problem. All right, everyone outside. Stay outside of the nest. Don't gather anything else. Shit. Burn through food. Whatever's outside the nest, just take it. Like whatever's down here, grab it, bring it back, please. Hurry up, ants with the midget legs, hurry! And we're probably going to lose all those bridge ants. No, gather the food. I want the food. Let's attack the dragonfly now. Now that we're a little weaker, let's antagonize the apex predator of the swamp. Actually, no, the apex predator is probably the bullfrog, but this is still pretty good high up there. Got the skimmer down to half health, approximately. Now we just need to challenge the skimmer right here. Once the skimmer flies to here, we can take it out at our leisure, all right? And that might be actually a good idea to do right now because we don't need the food. It just does not seem too interested in attacking us. The skimmer no longer has the strength to take off. And as far as I know, that's for the rest of the game. But we're just going to do what we need to with the hordes that are knocking on our door. And then we'll go back to them. Don't worry, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to ignore all that food. Whew. All right, so our food stores keep on filling up, so let's upgrade them. Let's add some more. Once you gather the aphids up here, I'd suggest heading south to here and collecting all the food on the other side of that bridge. And then from there, go challenge the dragonfly. If you have time, that is. If the invasion is coming pretty soon, just ignore the dragonfly until after the invasion. And unfortunately, tonight we do have a small toad infestation to deal with, but nothing we can't handle. So yeah, since there's 4 little tunnels that we have to deal with, there's going to be 4 toads. Once you take care of all 4, then you're all set to go. Food is a small problem, so I'm going to turn off fighting for now, so that way they can just get the food back. Everyone group up here and turn your fighting back on. We need these toads evicted. All right, there goes 2. I'm fine with the other one just having a slow death. It'll get killed eventually. Now let's watch the dragonfly die. Once it's dead, its corpse will provide 600 food for us. Oh, 800 or 500 food. My bad. We're going to go down here though, just to make sure we gather up the eggs that we missed, because I do not want to leave any of those behind in the flood. Keep expanding your soldier count. And there we go, we got all the eggs back. And now let's thin out the enemy attack just a little bit more. We're going to go after these false bombardier beetles right here. Now, I did not mention this about the attacks yet, but... Oh, no, never mind here. Guess we're holding out in our nest. So the thing about these attacks is, well, it seems to be random where the creatures spawn, and sometimes which groups spawn where. The same amount of creatures will spawn, it's just where they spawn will change. There'll always be 3-legged spiders on this day. There'll always be an absolute ton of bombardiers and a bunch of false bombardiers and few checkered beetles and whatever this thing is. I forget what it's called. But, you know, where they spawn is subject to change, and sometimes who they spawn with is also different. Just something to keep in mind. Oh, we took out the false beetles with no issue. Ah, right, the link spider. I forget, you suck. You're like all the other spiders. I hate you. Let's focus on the bombardier beetles. I'm more afraid of them than the spider. Oh, something else to note about this level is that upgrading does not count to your population, all right? Just because you get 2 fire ant soldiers from 1 tile, that does not add a soldier to your count. It'll still count as 1, even if it's level 3, which is a little annoying, so you kind of have to go with quantity over quality. And we're just opening this up so we have some room to expand and make sure our numbers are on point, because we needed a little bit more space to expand. And there we go. We have finished off our soldier chambers. We will not be getting any more soldiers for the rest of the game. We will be heading out here, however, and gathering these aphids up. Once the aphids are collected, we'll go over here and get this pine cone too. And also, we should probably gather the aphids from the little black ants and also finish off what's left in the nest. There's a decent amount in there. Be careful on this night, because the creatures will swarm the top area up here. In fact, yeah, enemy creatures are starting to spawn, so these newts are actually very dangerous and very annoying to deal with on this level. My last practice run, I failed just because the newts were ganging up outside my nest and got too rowdy and I just couldn't take them. I want to try and take out the aphid, or the little black ant. nest chambers before I go. Send the workers back down there. They don't need to be up here. They're just going to get in the way and die. But all food will be saved for reinforcements. We're not spending any right now. All the ant chambers are clear. We no longer have any reason to be on this little island to deal with the ant colony. And this is what I mean about the newts. They will just camp your entrance and make your life miserable, especially if they get into groups. Once we've collected all we can from this side of the map, we're just going to hang around our nest until morning, staying underground and deal with what's under there. Just a few extra workers. Now, the reason we're spamming so many workers is literally to get us to the pop cap, all right? I do not remember the exact numbers. I'll put them on screen now if I remember to do it. Basically, if you had a pure worker composition and a pure soldier composition, you'd be saving a ton of food by just using soldiers to do this objective. Now, granted, you would be unable to fight anything, but it would be the best food decision to accomplish your objective. And this is what I mean by them being a pain in the ass. Everyone fall back to the nest real quick. Ugh. Yep, now the colony's starving. Fantastic. Because they're starting to group up. Goddamn newts, die. Newts are the most evil thing in this game, I'm starting to think. Not actually, but I'm starting to hate them because of this level. Let's try to get that food one last time. So we got one last chance. And here comes another newt to ruin our day. Boyd's dead too, so what does it matter? Oh, never mind. Water's rising. Ah, well, we lost a little bit of food. It's fine. We'll be fine. Oh, yep, here comes the spiders coming in. All the creatures coming in, saying hi, having a grand old party. Why are you out there? I think we're going to lose a few ants, just a few. I think a few souls are going to be lost to a watery grave. All right, now for this day, park your army out here, one group of it. The other group, well, actually, you'll have one group going out here for the aphids, but your third group is literally just to stay underground. You will be using them to clear out everything underground, gather every creature, and kill them. Trust me, you need every ounce of food you can tonight, because you need to get 153 workers. So good luck with that. Now there are a bunch of bombardier beetles down here, but you just kind of have to deal with them. The reason I'm having a group out here is because otherwise they'll just get too strong and you'll die, all right? They'll just group up too much. You need to be down here to get the food, but you also need them out here to thin the numbers and also get a little extra food. We seem to be running a little low on soldiers, but it'll be fixed soon. Please get that food to the nest now. All right, there we go. The army's hatching now. So we need to get that area under control now because it's already starting to get a little too chaotic up there. That's all the food we can gather down there. Checkered beetles, let's open them up. See what I mean by absolute chaos up here? In fact, after I clear out this chamber, I think I want to have my other group of fighters go up there and help get the situation under control because it's pretty wild right now. All right, get them under control. All soldiers to the front. We could also use all the food that's just gathering here. All right, situation is back in control. Let's keep going with our underground adventures and escapades. Yeah, unfortunately, the bombardier beetles do a fair bit of damage, but it's only a one-time thing. If you can survive the initial blast, and by that I mean respawn your ants, you're golden. All right, the creatures are going to attack soon, but seems fine to me. In fact, I'm going to pull everyone back and keep going. How many more workers do I need? About 100. Now, that's quite a bit of food. That's about 2,000 food, but I am confident we can do it. Probably do it. Let's finish these toads, and then we'll be in a decent spot, I think. As long as we're focused and committed, we can do it. There we go, toads down. Expand with reckless abandon, let's go. Well, near reckless abandon anyway. All right, what are we sitting at? About 50 workers left. We need to make sure this area is finished off. We're going to have one group of soldiers right there, one group of soldiers right there. They will hold the line. We're going to get a lot of amphibians and a lot of other creatures coming in here. We need to make sure they do not get anywhere. And also, I guess we should probably finish that off. We'll send one group in after it. 27 more soldiers. All right, we can do it. We're within striking range. That should be enough. Everyone, go up here. We did it. Go, go, go. Everyone, just march. All of you, go. Everyone, just get your butts up there. Stop going in the nest. We did it. I'm going to be real with you. I never actually beat this level before. Normally, I do a practice attempt, but I got pretty close last time if I was paying a bit more attention. So I'm like, it's probably good. We finally did it on Insane. I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to see more Empires of the Undergrowth content in the future, leave a like and subscribe. Give me some advice for some of the extra levels, because I'm having a little trouble with some of them. And let me know which one you want to see in the comments down below. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. See you in the next one. Later.